Hey there, nerds. Jim here with a little Star Wars update. First off, and I think this is exciting news, George Lucas has announced that he's going to open a Star Wars museum in Chicago. Obviously, I'd like Cleveland, Ohio, but Chicago's a great city. I think that's very cool that he picked a Midwestern city, as he's called it, his adopted home, because that's where his wife's from. I think it's funny, sort of the battle that they waged there. I think they were going to put it at the Presidio area where he's had offices, and they were kind of messing around with him. So he said, "Fine, I'll take my ball and I'll go home." I'm always amazed at the people that rip on George Lucas. I understand, but at the same time, the things that he has created and built, and the business acumen he has, the wealth he's built from it, and the movies that he's created, even if he didn't have a part of it because it was through ILM, amazing. We would be so far behind in what we see now on screen. It's ridiculous if he hadn't taken the steps that he took. Essentially, he saw that there was no technology to do what he wanted for Star Wars, so he created it in a company called Industrial Light and Magic, and then kept going. Instead of doing models and such, he decided to invest in computer graphics, and that's where we are now. And yeah, you could say they're overused, but at the same time, we're able to convey our imagination far better than we ever have before in the history of film. He also was a big proponent of shooting digitally instead of on film, and that has been a great, great advancement. Yeah, again, you have purists who love film and want to shoot on film. My biggest surprise was Martin Scorsese when he flipped over on Hugo and he started shooting digitally because he's always been the biggest proponent for film. So I'm excited that we're going to have a museum for Star Wars and hopefully a little wing or something that focuses on George Lucas and everything he's done. I'm excited. Again, Chicago, Illinois, very cool. Obviously, we're going to take a field trip there. On to more Star Wars news. It looks like we might be seeing, and it could be a little spoiler. So if you don't want to see it, turn it off. Don't yell at me. But it looks like we might have appearance of Mandalorian bounty hunters and Dathomir witches. And as a little side note, as I'm reading the report, they're talking about, and we could have the witches, the dark witches. And I'm like, yeah, know a little history, know your Star Wars, know where they're from. Come on, man, I hate when people who aren't nerds kind of jump into this arena and talk and don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, rant over. I think that's exciting. Again, I've pointed this out with the Clone Wars animation that is now currently on Netflix. I hope it's still currently on Netflix. I had some great, great episodes that involved both the Mandalorians and the Dathomir witches. I thought it was very cool. Will we see the so-called Dark Sons, like Darth Maul? That would be cool too. I would love to see that. I don't know. It's all speculation, rumor, but that would be very cool. It would give something that ties us to the past that we've seen. So I like that because I know they've talked about the extended universe and most of it's been shed away, cut out. So I'm excited if they tie it back to something that we kind of are familiar with. More speculation on Harrison Ford and his injury. It appears worse than it was originally reported as far as just his ankle. It looks like it was a leg. He had surgery. He's going to be out for a while. Then when he comes back, he's not going to be, he's going to have to rehab and all that stuff. So there's speculation that they might have to push back the release date of Star Wars. Instead of December 2015, they might push it back to May 2016. Bummed, yes, but at the same time, do it right. That's cool. That's fine with me. And if the Force chooses that May is the month that we have to release Star Wars movies, thus this happened, fine. That's okay. You know what? I'll deal with it. As long as the story's great, movie's good, I'm happy, everybody's happy. That's fine. I think that's utmost of importance. Let me see. We got a ton of Star Wars stuff, so I want to make sure I got it all here. Um, we talked about this a little bit with Ryan Johnson coming on to direct the second two of the Star Wars trilogy, so it would be 8 and 9. Again, I am just super surprised because when J.J. Abrams came on, I thought for sure, well, he's going to claim 7, 8, 9 and write and direct and just guide this hand into it. And maybe this goes back to originally when he turned it down and he didn't want it. So maybe this is more of he took it so that he could guide it and get his hand in it and make sure that it went the right direction, but he never really wanted to take over. So Ryan Johnson coming on is sort of an indication of that. I don't know, But I just found it very interesting that he's going to be writing and directing the second two of that trilogy. I'm not saying he can't do it. I think he's great, very original. Love his ideas. I'm just surprised. That's probably the best way to say it. So let us know what you guys think of this Star Wars news in the comments below.